Hey, it's Drew Bennett from Big Damn Kid, and I'll tell you right off the bat, I just came from Dad 2.0 conference, and it's starting to catch up with me as far as in my sickness. So I'm starting to feel pretty sick, and I want to try to do this as best as possible. I'm starting to fill up and whatever. So I have issue number 3 of the Headmasters, and it's titled "The Love That Kills." And we've got the Decepticons are starting to destroy whatever they can find in Nebulos. So they're in Splendora, which is a resort city of Nebulos, and they are just trashing the place because that is what they're doing. Either they're trying to provoke a fight between the Autobots and see if they can provoke a fight with them. And so they're doing that. The people of Nebulos have, pretty much fully embraced their use of weapons again, and they're trying to attack the Decepticons, but it's not really working. And here come the Autobots. It is the Technobots. They're going to be fighting the Terracons. So the Terracons, they become Abominous. Abominous. And the Technobots become Computron. And so as the Technobots arrive, they arrive with some of the Headmasters. Hardhead, remember I have Hardhead, one of the characters there. Hardhead and Brainstorm arrive. Let's see who else. There's a few other ones that come. And so when they arrive, the Terracons form Abominous. And so now we have a Gestalt there, and we actually have 2 of them, 2 Gestalts, Computron and Abominous, and then they fight, and the Headmasters realize that they're destroying the place that they're this Splendora is being destroyed. So they, quickly end the fight with the Decepticons. Actually, they win, and the Decepticons retreat, and the Headmasters transform, and there is a woman here, okay, who is like the head of Splendora, and she's also on the Council of Peers. And let's see, she is. She did not say on this page, of course, but she's on the next page. Soriza. She's a member of the Council of Peers, and she is talking with Galen and Duros, and those are 2 of the. Oh, sorry, not Galen. Arcana and Duros. Arcana's with Brainstorm, because Arcana is the smart one, so let's give him the guy named Brainstorm. And Duros with Hardhead. Duros Durable. He's the head of the guard for Galen, and the World Council and the Council of Peers, or the World Leaders, all those things. And the Decepticons that have come to Earth, meanwhile, have locked up the people who sent for them. So, namely Lord Zarak. They've locked them up, and they are now experimenting on a way to get rid of the people of Nebulos. And for some reason, they've created this bubble machine. And they've got this guy, and Mindwipe has erased all of his fear. And so they send him up into the bubbles, in this bubble, and the bubble pops, and they catch him because, why get another test subject? Let's not let him splat. Because they keep testing this bubble thing. Which, again, I don't understand why they even bothered making this bubble thing, but they did. It has some plot point to it, but it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So the Decepticons fight with each other. They learn that the Autobot Headmasters have beaten the Terracons and the 2 Decepticons, Apeface and Snapdragon, very easily. Excuse me. Still catching up from the weekend. and they've defeated them very easily. And so Scorponok is just beside himself and destroying things. And Lord Zarak says that that they need him. That they need the Decepticons need these Nebulons, and Scorponok is basically, no, I don't need you, and he shows him how destructive he can be by just destroying some piece of equipment in the in that control room that they're at. So, and Scorponok says, you want to share in my power, but beware. When possessed of such power, all the concerns fade: compassion, mercy, and perhaps even daughters. So Zarak said that he wanted to save Nebulos for his daughter. And again, he is so misguided. Let's get the Decepticons here, and they'll help us get rid of the Autobots, whom, he believes are bad, but they're not, obviously. So that woman, Syriza, she and a group of observers are coming to where the Autobot Headmasters are. And so we get to the Autobot Headmaster headquarters, and you see the bodies are there, and the people who are the heads they're working on the weapons from the 6 Autobots that gave up their weapons. So they're working on that, and then the Syriza and her people come. They come to observe. And they talk with Galen. Just they want to know, what they're really doing, because they don't trust the Autobots. They don't trust that the Autobots aren't controlling these people who are the Headmasters. They don't see it as a mutually beneficial thing. So while they're there, Lyra shows up, and Lyra wants to talk with Galen. But basically Lyra, says, we're not in love anymore. That's it. It's a thing of the past. Her father has told her what, that he is, that he's bad because of what he's doing with the robots, and so, she's done with that, and she brings them a video, what they call it, a video matrix from her father, because her father has been captured, she says, by the Decepticons, and basically Lord Zarak says, it was only through pure luck that I was able to smuggle this message out. They're being held prisoners by the Decepticons at the Grax communication facility and on the plains of Thok. Only Galen and his allies, the Autobots, have the power to effect our rescue. So he's setting up a trap for them, and so as they go for this, the people who are observing say that they're going to accompany them to see that. Now, this is interesting. I don't know. As these pages change, you get the people from Sephora. Is it Sephora? No, Splendora. The woman from Splendora. As she goes through the artwork on her, so here she is when you first see her, okay? And then when you see her later, as she's observing, that's what she looks like when she's observing. They just kind of made her look weirder and weirder. I don't know. I noticed that after a few pages. So, Lyra says that because her father his seat is empty because he's been captured, she has the right to go and observe. Galen wants to keep her out of all of this, but she insists, and she's not listening to him anymore anyway. She's only listening to her father. So the Headmasters transform and they head out. Of course, Fortress Maximus is not a vehicle; he's a battle station, so he's just running. And they get to the Grax communication station. When they get there, you'll see inside that Lord Zarak and his cronies have been made into Headmasters too. Let's see those guys observe. I always wonder where all these cameras are, where they can see all these things that are happening. So when they get there, the Decepticons come out to meet them without their heads. And the Nebulons, who were working with the Decepticons, they all transform into the heads of the various Decepticons, and then they put the heads on. Now, for some reason, when the Headmasters are bonded to the Decepticons, like the Nebulons are bonded to the Decepticons, they are much stronger. And so now you get Decepticons who are already stronger than the Autobots, now are stronger, even stronger. So a fight begins here as they are all fighting, because that's what they do. As that goes along, this is a good one where Fortress Maximus tosses Skullcruncher right into Scorponok. That was pretty cool. Okay, so as this is going on, the people that are observing, their observation bubble thing gets smashed or bonked, and it crashes, and so they go and run inside the facility to stay safe. But they're not safe inside the facility. Actually, Lyra leads them into the facility after Mindwipe. Mindwipe actually hypnotizes her, tells her to bring everybody inside the facility, that they'll be safe in the facility. But they're not going to be safe in the facility. They go into the facility, and Mindwipe puts them all in that bubble machine, and so they are part of these floating bubbles. Scorponok smashes the roof of the building so that the bubbles start floating out, and Zarak realizes that Lyra is one of the ones inside the bubble. And so, Lord Zarak is still a bit in control of himself, but he's also being influenced by Scorponok. And you can see here, it says, "What am I thinking? Lyra is Zarak's daughter. I am Scorponok, supreme commander of the Decepticons. I have no time for trivialities when the whole world is within my grasp." Because that's what Scorponok wants to do, is he wants to capture the world there. And so they start floating up and away. Up and away. The Decepticons, they are, I don't know if they, so they transform while the Autobots start shooting at the bubbles to pop the bubbles so that they can save the people. They start blasting at the bubbles, making sure that they don't hit the people. And as they're doing so, and they're helping the people, the Decepticons have transformed in robot mode, and their backs to them, they go and they knock out all of the Autobots. And when they shoot them all down, the heads transform, and they're all wiped out, or knocked out. And so when they're knocked out, the Decepticons then take over. Lyra comes running up to her father, and she, "Thank you so much for saving me. The last thing I remember is that the Autobots were shooting at us." And so her Mindwipe thing doesn't even realize that Zarak was Scorponok and evil, but the only thing that she recognizes is that the Autobots were shooting at them. So she's pretty much brainwashed from her father, even though she was really brainwashed from Mindwipe as well. Interesting. We're moving on to the next part. We got Decepticon Headmasters. We got all about Headmasters. We're moving on to the last issue very soon, tomorrow. Anyway, this is True Bennett from Big Damn Kid. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook as Big Damn Kid. You can find me here doing videos every day. I'm sorry I'm a little bit out of it today. Still catching up from a conference, and it was nice when I was at the conference. I met somebody, Michael Von Bank, and thank you for watching this show. I appreciate it. Anyway, everybody else, thanks for watching.